I can't tell what it's. Hey y'all, we were going to do an explainer video because someone had asked us to. I'm looking currently for the mic and the mic's right there. Oh,
it's on. You can hear it. You can hear it. I tested it. Or you can do that.
Well, you can't have to. Okay. So, we're putting this all together. It is a painful process. I wanted to talk to y'all about the liquid lip that I did on my mom because people were asking me about it and wondering how it went. And she's great because she's never going to tell you, oh, this doesn't hurt. So she came in, she wanted a lift. She wants anything but to ever be under the knife. So she's been numbing for about 45 minutes, and then we're using ice, and the ice helps tremendously, in my opinion. And she doesn't like the circles under her eyes, and she really hates my headbands, which I found out when I looked at the before and after pictures. So she doesn't have a headband on. She doesn't like her hairline. But other than that, she really just wants some more light under her eyes, and she wants to feel younger, like we all do, and her eyes have really started to bother her. Her lips don't bother, and the last thing she wants is big lips, but I did do her lips, and the first thing she told me today or yesterday, after she told me how swollen she was that she put lipstick on and it felt really good. So this is me putting a little bit of Kiss, which is one of my favorite fillers, for the lips. It's real light, and it doesn't ever create, as long as it's put in the right plane of the lip, it doesn't create that real bunchy lip that looks weird. The little gold thing is a vibrator, and what that does is it vibrates so that it causes less pain. She does look terrified, and a lot of people heard me talk to her and thought it was mean, but she really does know better. Like, I put the ice on, and she thought I was dying. It's a funny part of the video. But she just doesn't have, she doesn't like to be uncomfortable at all, and I understand it completely. But I did really explain it to her, so she has had it before, so when it sounds like she doesn't know what she's having, she just doesn't want to think about it. It's a family tradition. So her skin down here bothers her, and the way I decided to approach that was to put something under her eyes to fluff that up, and it makes the distinction between the cheek and the lower lid look fresher and more youthful. Around her mouth, just doing the lips was really amazing. It made her lips look much more youthful. So this is the part where I'm putting it under her eye. It's really actually funny if I can play it for y'all. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know why you can't, but anyway, I put it under her eye, and she looks at me and she's like, "Are you done? Did you do it?" And that's, I think, when people thought perhaps she didn't know. She's about to say it. Did you do it? It was pretty funny. You had to be there. You can speed it up so I can get to the... I think that's when I said no. You can speed up. So keep going. This is the vein light. So with the vein light, I'm looking to see where the vessels are and trying to avoid giving her any kind of bruise. She didn't have one, although my sister was still quite shocked that she went to an event that night. But I told her nobody would notice. If anything, when you're swollen, you look younger and happier and more youthful. So I see we got my split ends in the image. So I'm using the vein light to mark. Did you do it? She thought I'd already done it with the ice. So I'm trying to explain to her here now that we need a needle. So this is Wrestling Classic. It's backfilled into a tiny syringe. That's a nano needle, and it's a really small needle. And in some people, if their skin is thin enough between their skin and the bone, then you can use this really tiny needle, and it hurts less, and it causes less trauma. And less trauma means less bruising, and it's just easier and better. There's a lot going around about lower eyelid filler where people think, oh, it lasts forever. It's not that. Some things do last forever, and it's not bad. So if the filler works for you, it's not like a bad marriage and you're dying to get out of it. If it works and it looks good, you want it to last. When it lasts in a bad way is the problem. Luckily, there is divorce with HA fillers. Hyaluronic acid fillers like the one I'm using because it's reversible. Radiesse, you're married to forever. Just saying it makes me not want to use that. But anything that's permanent, you can't dissolve. So I do think it's incredibly important for tons of reasons to have fillers that are reversible, because they aren't for everybody. So now my mom is having a little nitrous. It didn't help. You can speed it up. She's not quite sure how to puff. She's a good girl. Keep going. Are you going forward or backwards, girl? Okay, push again. So now we're doing a little bit of filler in her lower eyelid. This for me is the time when it's incredibly precise. Not only is it incredibly precise, but it has to be really well placed and very carefully placed. But when you do, you really get rid of that line between the lower eyelid and the cheek. I'm using a Q-tip and I'm kind of rolling it and smoothing it, because the thinnest fillers aren't the best for that area. I only use classic Restylane there. Okay, you can go forward. So there's a place where I put up her picture. Again, we've got the vibration, and then she's trying to inhale the nitrous. She's unsure how to. She's so cute. So it's starting to get better. She still looks confused. Keep going. She's not, though. She just she doesn't look happy at all. Keep going. I'm trying to talk to her. Keep going. We got to get to where we're doing something. There were a lot of breaks. Now we're using some ice, and back here I'm going to use some Restylane Lift. And what that's going to do is, people say, does it really lift the face? No, it doesn't really lift the face. Well, I don't physically think I'm lifting her face. I'm creating an illusion of lift. When you have more volume here, it makes you look more youthful. As long as it's not like a ton of it and then you look like an avatar. She's asking me what I'm doing and how much more I have left. You can keep going. Past my hair. So now she's taking another break. Keep going. I should have done her Botox and made her wait 2 weeks and come back. You can skip past my hair each and every time. The vibration method works because it's on the bone, and it's taken when you can only absorb, it's kind of like a TENS unit. You can only take in so many pain signals to your brain to tell you that you're in pain. So it kind of takes some of those signals up with proprioceptive sensation signals. Now she's looking, and then I'm taking a picture of one side so that I can show her. We're just rolling the other side because I'm trying anything I can to make her comfortable, and it didn't work, did it? But she'd rather come to me than my sister, who's a gastroenterologist, so I'd say that's a win. She has a small face, and the thing about a small face is you have to chase it everywhere you go. So if you put a tiny amount of filler here, you're going to need a tiny amount of filler here. You can't just pick a spot because everywhere shows, because she has so little volume in her face. She walks all day, every day. That's her favorite thing. So now I put a little in her chin. She definitely didn't like that. But I can't get rid of the line that's right here. So part of the reason for doing that is trying to soften that. The only way really to pull that up like I'm doing with my hand is with a mini lift, and she definitely doesn't want the knife. I'm not sure what she's saying. She's not either. Just absolutely looks miserable. I see why people thought that. So then we did the other side. So what that consisted of is 3 fillers on her cheek, 3 lifts, and then 1 classic under her eye and kiss in her lips. So that would be considered what I would consider a liquid lift. So it was 6, 7, 8 syringes of filler that'll last her about a year, maybe longer. And then I came back and did some Dysport to stop her from crinkling her brows at me, a little bit around her eyes. I'm trying to hold her head. so that I can massage that out. And then I did some Sculptra in her lower face, and she does need it in her temples, but it gives you a headache, and I decided to kind of space it. So you can already see how much better that side is. It's getting full and pretty. And this is the Sculptra. So I'm trying to get her head still. I'm not bopping her around. Sculptra is really good. It's a biostimulatory filler, so it's helping her build her own collagen. You can get more bang for your buck when you use Sculptra in the lower face, when you have such hypo volume, such a loss of volume in the face. And that is what makes people look older. If you look at a 20-year-old, 25-year-old, they're still going to have some loose skin, but it's the volume under it that makes it look so pretty and youthful. So this is the Sculptra, and she'll massage that in theory 5 times a day. She probably won't, but she knows she's supposed to, and maybe she will. So you massage it, and then it's little crystals, and they float around, and they create a situation where you get more collagen, and it makes a very natural appearance. And you do have to do multiple treatments. She may not, but hopefully she will. And it makes your skin just glow, but it also is a lot of volume, and it can make you swell a little. So you can see the difference in the two sides. It's just really dramatic. And even from that angle, she just looks a lot more youthful. So this is Emma giving her the instructions. I don't think she remembers telling her to massage. And you think of it like the way ivy grows up a tree. It acts as a lattice to help stimulate collagen. The thing about it is you really need to do it when she's got some collagen left. So it's good to do it when you have some of your own collagen. It does tend to work better. So now I'm using the vein light again, and she should have her eyes closed, I know. Can't tell her anything. So now we're icing, and I'm doing the same thing on the other side. So she overall did really good. She won't FaceTime me because she's scared I'm going to screenshot it and share it. And the before and after pictures we will post so you can see. I'm doing the same thing. I'm rubbing it with a Q-tip on the other side. But that's a really pretty thing to do. You do have to be careful with that, and you have to have somebody that does a lot of it does it well. Because it can, depending on what you use. I never would use anything permanent there. I would never, ever, ever let somebody have something permanent. Do something permanent to me there, and the worst things I see in this field are people that have calcium hydroxyapatite under their eyes. It is a permanent filler. It doesn't belong there. It can be dangerous. Don't let anybody do that to you. So that's it. Well, I hope y'all have a great day. If you have any more questions, let us know. We're just doing the same thing on this side.